A single mistake opened the path to humanity's destruction. In 1993, when CRISPR technology emerged, it felt like humans had become gods capable of defeating every disease. But by 2016, this blessing had turned into a curse. U.S. intelligence agencies declared it a weapon of mass destruction, knowing that tampering with genes could end the world. Despite this, a private company continued genetic editing experiments in space, but something went terribly wrong. A small lab mouse transformed into a monstrous creature and killed the entire crew. The spacecraft was on the verge of exploding. The only surviving scientist, Dr. Adkins, rushed toward the escape capsule. She wasn't allowed to leave. Company ordered that the door would only open if she brought back all the pathogen samples. Forced to comply, she returned to the lab and gathered the samples. Suddenly, the monstrous rat attacked her. Somehow, she managed to escape with the samples and sealed the capsule just in time, but it wasn't over. The creature's claws had already damaged the capsule. Moments later, the glass shattered, and the entire capsule turned into a fireball. Meanwhile, a primatologist named Davis was taking his students to a wildlife sanctuary. Everything seemed normal until a loud explosion was heard nearby. Ignoring it, Davis led them into the gorilla zone. Among the gorillas was a new one named Pavos, who became aggressive upon seeing them. Just as things escalated, a massive white gorilla appeared. George, he saved one of the students and shared a deep bond with Davis. They communicated through gestures and even joked with each other. Davis convinced George to accept Pavos, an orphan whose family had been killed by poachers. That same night, debris from the crashed spacecraft landed near the sanctuary. George found a mysterious canister. When he touched it, a strange gas entered his body. Similar canisters landed in a wolf territory and a lake infecting a wolf and a crocodile. By morning, everything had changed. George had killed Pavos and grown significantly larger overnight. Davis discovered strange destruction near one of the canisters. Trees uprooted and soil burned. The story then shifts to the corporation behind all this, Energene. Its leaders, siblings Claire and Brett Wide, had been developing Project Rampage, a genetic weapon. They realized the pathogen canisters had survived the explosion and sent a team led by Burke to retrieve them at the sanctuary. Dr. Kate Caldwell, a former Energene geneticist, arrived. She revealed the truth about CRISPR, combining the strongest genes from different species to create unstoppable supercreatures. Meanwhile, George lost control due to the mutation, broke out of his enclosure, and caused chaos. Police arrived and subdued him with tranquilizers. Elsewhere, Burke's team encountered the mutated wolf, a gigantic, incredibly fast beast. Despite heavy gunfire, it slaughtered the entire team, even taking down a helicopter midair. Back at the sanctuary, Davis and Kate were taken into custody, suspected of being involved. They were loaded onto a military cargo plane, along with the unconscious George. During the flight, Davis noticed something shocking. George's wounds were healing rapidly. Agent Russell revealed more. Davis was a former Special Forces soldier with a classified past, and Kate had previously been imprisoned for stealing critical data from Energene. Meanwhile, Claire and Brett discovered that George was being transported. They also knew Kate was trying to expose them. Claire had once orchestrated the death of Kate's brother and regretted not eliminating Kate as well, to bring all the mutated creatures together. They activated a low-frequency signal engineered into the animal's DNA. The signal would draw them in, no matter where they were, and with George inside the plane, driven by that signal, destruction was inevitable. Claire's plan was simple. The army would kill the creature, and they would easily obtain its valuable DNA sample. Without wasting any time, she activated the signal. Meanwhile, the giant wolf was attacking a passenger bus, devouring people. As soon as it received the radio signal, it went berserk and rushed to destroy the frequency source. With blue whale DNA in its body, it could travel through water at unbelievable speed. Suddenly, George woke up and, with a single jerk, broke the iron cage like it was nothing. Agent Russell ordered the soldiers to shoot on sight. George's massive movements caused the plane to shake violently. Soldiers fired countless bullets at him, but due to the CRISPR effect, his skin had become as tough as a turtle's shell, completely impenetrable. Hundreds of bullets couldn't harm him. George began crushing soldiers like ants. In the chaos, Davis freed himself and reloaded a tranquilizer gun. At that moment, Russell's gun ran out of ammo, and he ended up right under George's deadly claws. Davis had his finger on the trigger, but realized that if he knocked George out, the soldiers would kill him. Suddenly, another soldier started firing again. Enraged, George grabbed him, but during the gunfire, a bullet hit the pilot, and several others struck the engine. The plane went out of control and turned into a fireball, crashing toward the ground. Now Davis faced a double challenge: survive George's rampage and escape before the plane crashed. Thinking quickly, he dropped a heavy cargo vehicle onto George, slowing him down for a moment. Kate put on a parachute and jumped out of the burning plane. But Davis couldn't leave Russell behind. He rushed to the unconscious Russell, strapped a parachute onto him, and jumped with him. As they fell through the air, Russell woke up and panicked. Moments later, the plane crashed and exploded. After landing, the three searched the crash site thoroughly, but surprisingly, there was no sign of George's body. Russell thanked Davis for saving his life. Felt no sympathy for those who created such monsters. Kate then revealed the truth. On Russell's orders, the FBI sent a special team to investigate the company, led by Agent Park. The company's owner, Claire Wyde, blamed everything on Dr. Kate Caldwell, falsely claiming Kate conducted the experiments secretly. Meanwhile, Davis worried about George's safety and shared how hunters had brutally killed George's family when he was young. Davis had saved him back then, and despite everything, George learned to trust humans again. Kate explained her side. Her dream was to save endangered animals using CRISPR. But when her brother fell seriously ill, she joined the company hoping to save him. Claire, however, misused her research to create biological weapons. When Kate tried to stop it, she was imprisoned, and her brother died shortly after. Now her only mission was to destroy the company. Moved by her story, Davis softened. Soon, they were taken to Scott Air Force Base, where Colonel Blake was in charge. The screen showed the giant gorilla and wolf heading toward Chicago. Kate warned that a low-frequency signal was drawing them in. Davis said weapons wouldn't stop them, only evacuation could. But Colonel Blake ignored them. They were detained, but knowing our 19 antidote was the only solution, they escaped. Stealing a military helicopter was impossible. They decided to take an air ambulance. Agent Russell arrived, understood the situation, and helped them, giving them the keys on one condition: they must stay in contact. Meanwhile, the Army launched missiles at the monsters. Thinking they were dead, they sent a unit to confirm. The creatures attacked and wiped them out. Furious, Colonel Blake ordered a final strike and issued a citywide evacuation. As chaos spread in Chicago, the creatures entered the city, destroying everything. The wolf even shot its hardened spikes like bullets, destroying helicopters. Then a third monster, a giant crocodile named Lizzie, arrived and caused massive destruction. The Army's attacks were useless. Davis headed to the company building to get the antidote. Meanwhile, Colonel Blake ordered bombing of Chicago at the building. Kate found the R-19 antidote, but Claire and her brother Brett took it at gunpoint and shot Davis. They kidnapped Kate. To continue experiments, before they could escape, the monsters attacked the building. In panic, Brett fled, and Claire tried to escape too. George destroyed the helicopter pilot, and Davis saved Kate just in time. Kate had secretly kept one antidote: dose. She forced Claire toward George, who swallowed her along with the antidote. Russell later caught Brett, who tried to blame everything on Claire, but he died under falling debris as the building collapsed. Davis and Kate escaped in a damaged helicopter and survived. George emerged. Now cured soon, the remaining monsters attacked again. With only minutes left before the bombers arrived, Davis decided Kate must contact Russell to stop the strike. While he and George fought the monsters in a fierce battle, the wolf grew wings and attacked. But Lizzie eventually killed it after a brutal fight. Meanwhile, Kate found Russell and informed him that the antidote worked, and George was helping save people.